So this is another very special video to land on the Topaz Detailing YouTube channel. We've got two immense hypercars, the McLaren P1 GTR, 1000 horsepower, and the Koenigsegg Jesko, 1600 horsepower. Of course, you're very familiar with both of these cars, but this is no ordinary P1 GTR. You're going to have to watch the whole video to find out exactly what is so special about this one. But for now, enjoy the paint protection film process on these two epic hypercars. So it's not just the usual gloss paint protection film going on this Koenigsegg Jesko attack. We've actually done something quite special. That's not OEM. This car came to us fully red. This is our black colour change paint protection film, precision cut to match the OEM style stripe on the bonnet, on the front, all the way down the back. And on the topic of colour change paint protection film, actually over there, Alfa Romeo 4C has had the whole car done in colour change paint protection film, and there'll also be a video coming on that very, very soon. So I said that this was no ordinary P1 GTR. You've waited this long. It's time to take a closer look at this and find out exactly what is so special about it. And to start, I'm going to ask you to come and take a close look at all of this carbon fibre. So come and take a closer look at this. You might notice that this particular car is dripping in exposed blue carbon fibre. You might think that's a little bit nice for a race car. But there's a story here, and that story starts all the way back in 2013. So let's take a little bit of a history lesson back to 2013 when the McLaren P1 road car was first released. When McLaren unveiled the P1 in 2013, it joined an elite club alongside the Ferrari LaFerrari and Porsche 918 Spider, the so-called holy trinity of hypercars. It had a 3.8-litre twin-turbo V8 paired with an electric motor for a combined 903 horsepower. 0 to 60, 2.8 seconds. Top speed, electronically limited to 217 miles an hour. Only 375 were ever built, each one hand-assembled in Woking, England. And if a P1 was the ultimate road-going McLaren, what came next was even more extreme. In 2015, McLaren unleashed the P1 GTR, the no-compromise track-only version of the P1 hypercar. Gone were the road car's limits, and in came a full aerodynamic overhaul, fixed rear wing, wider track, weight savings everywhere, and a proper race car interior. Power uprated to a monstrous 986 horsepower. It was named after the legendary McLaren F1 GTR, the car that famously won Le Mans in 1995. And just like that Le Mans racer, the P1 GTR was built to destroy lap times, not speed limits. The catch? You couldn't drive it on the road, at least not legally. That's where our next chapter begins. Many of you will be familiar with Lanzante Motorsport, but for those that aren't, let me explain.
Our friends over at Lanzante are a small but legendary British racing outfit with a reputation for turning the impossible into reality. Back in 1995, they entered the aforementioned McLaren F1 GTR into the grueling 24 Hours of Le Mans, and they won outright. Yes, a team running their first ever Le Mans beat the factory giants to victory, and that victory cemented Lanzante's place in motorsport history. For most owners, the P1 GTR was destined to live its life in a garage, trailered only to track days, but Lanzante saw things differently. Through an extensive conversion process, modifying suspension, exhaust, emission system, ride height, and safety features, Lanzante began transforming P1 GTRs into fully road-legal machines. These conversions are so thorough they pass strict regulations in the UK and abroad. And that is exactly what we have here. This car has been fully redone in a new specification, and it has been made road legal. And that's why it's come to us here at Topaz to be paint protected, ready to use on the road for one of our very good customers who has sent us many of his hypercars in the past. In fact, you can now see the old specification on the screen, which is very nice. However, it's very much race car versus the much classier and subtle blue carbon with orange accents specification that you see here. So keep an eye out for these two monsters of the road, the Koenigsegg Jesko and the McLaren P1 GTR, going very fast to the shops somewhere near you, but safe in the knowledge that they both have full Topaz paint protection film. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.